Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it like a lullaby because I feel like the market's just kind of lulling everybody to sleep. Everything's just kind of smooth. There's no fear. Everything's going along just fine. We'll see how long it lasts. My only perspective is make sure you know your exit, okay? Because I'm expecting some corrective activity. It hasn't materialized yet. Just keep watching the price action. We're going to start off here with the ETF dashboard for, this is what I produce every week, and I show to my members on Saturday morning. So this is for Saturday, July 6th. And you can see this week, I have 16 sectors in here. This week, there were 8 up and 8 down. Last week, we had 12 down, 4 up, so quite a bit of negativity. This week, you know, the bears and the bulls kind of had a standoff. For the year, there's 14 of these that are positive and only 2 negative on the year. So the worst performer was the home builders, down 3.1% when you round it. The best performer was consumer discretionary, up 3.8%. But there were a couple others that were right there with us. Semiconductors, XLK, technology. Of course, semis, I mean, look at this, over 50% on the year. So they have just, and that's been the way they've been all year long, just leading to the upside. And telecom has been right here in the red almost the entire year also. So that's the picture with this ETF dashboard that we have. And then when we look at the index ETFs, this last week, the Qs were the strongest. And the weakest was IWT, which is the transportation average in here. The Russell 2000 was negative also. It's basically flat on the year. For the year, the Qs have now outpacing the SPY. For a while there, the SPY was the leader, but the Qs have kind of gotten ahead of steam going here lately. And the transports are still in the red. Okay, so that is the just kind of a quick snapshot look at the ETF dashboard. And we're going to focus on the NDX this weekend. So it was up 205 points on Friday. Look at this 4-day move that's gone on here this last week. And up 709 for the week. Now, we talked about the divergence that was showing up on the weekly charts. Well, we're starting to get divergence here on the daily over the last couple of weeks between the high that developed right in here mid-June and the high that's just occurred here on Friday. We've got bearish divergence on all the indicators that I'm showing right here. So it's kind of what does it mean? It means there's like a little flag waving saying, caution, watch the price action in here. When I look at the Elliott wave picture, here's what I'm holding. Let's just go to the weekly view for a minute, and I'll show you. Right now, I am looking for a third intermediate wave to finish, and I'm counting 5 waves up in this, and this 5th wave doesn't look like it's quite done, although we're getting very, very close. Now, when I look at this wave count, wave 1, coming off that March of 2020 low, this wave 1 was a big wave, okay? And we had the big sharp pullback in here for wave 2, and now wave 3. So watching to see, and then a development of a wave 4 prior to a wave 5 push. That's the way it looks to me right now. It doesn't look like some kind of ending diagonal or anything like that. This doesn't look like a zigzag. This isn't acting like a zigzag. So right now, this is the way it looks. When we look at a daily chart, here's the count I've got for this last 5th wave. And this is why I'm watching the price action, because we're getting this divergence. And I think we've got, that we're into that 5th minute wave within the 5th minor wave. So now the real question is, are we starting to, how much more do we have in here? Because we only had 3 days for wave 1, the way I'm counting it. Quick, short, little wave 2. Many times that's exactly what happens. You get a quick little wave 2, and then you push very strongly in wave 3, sideways for wave 4. So that's the picture that we've got here on the Nasdaq. So again, the market's just kind of, you know, it's kind of lulling everybody to sleep. You know, just keep pushing. Very strong trend. The ADX is sitting at 33 on the daily. We'll see how much longer this has got. I came across an interesting tweet here related to the Nasdaq. Now, Jason's talking about the Nasdaq composite, but he's saying it keeps hitting new highs while a bunch of its stocks fall to new lows. So what he's tracking, the number of days in the past month where the Nasdaq composite hit a new high, but greater than 3% of the issues were at a new low. Okay, what's the number? The number is 9. It's the scale over here on the left. Okay, the number is 9. So 9 days in the past month where the Nasdaq hit a new high, but greater than 3% of the issues were at a new low. So you're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Well, his point is that's almost double the prior record, which occurred back over here and looks like 2019, and that was 5. Okay, and you could see the times where there were other occurrences of this indication of this calculation. So, you know, it's just something to be aware of. It doesn't mean all of a sudden, oh my gosh, you know, you got to sell, but it just tells you that there's some underpinnings that are some things you need to be watching out for. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of the Magnificent Seven. Let's take a look at Apple. So Apple's been having a heck of a run in here since mid-April. Big move up, and you can see here's the weekly chart. It was up 1572 this last week. It was up 479 on Friday. So the numbers I've got in here, a 9 and a plus 13. These, I'm looking at DeMarc's sequential sell setup. So here's where the initial sequential sell setup completed, and here's where his sequential sell countdown completed, which many times is a sign of exhaustion. Now, there's nothing guaranteed, but you know, this has had a heck of a move. So what do? You watch for a price flip. Okay, you watch for a price flip, and that's what we're on alert for. We're definitely getting indications in here that we got divergence here on Apple. Big gap down here that was opened with the move on May 3rd. Now, let's take a look at Tesla. Where is it? Here we go. Similar kind of thing in terms of a straight up rocket ship. This isn't SpaceX, this is Tesla. Up 513 on Friday, $53.64 this last week. Huge move. Okay. Now, when I look at DeMarc's indicator again, it's at +8. So this is just for the initial sequential sell setup. Sometimes when that sell setup completes, that's all you get. And sometimes it continues to push to exhaustion. So we'll see what happens in here. This has been pretty much a straight up type of move in here. Now, on the daily, not seeing the divergence yet. Okay, I mean, we could get a pullback and then we set up to a slightly new high or something like that. But this is the picture. And then we got this big gap all the way down here that was created on April 24th. So again, something to be aware of. Here's the weekly view. We're running into this zone where there was a lot of price action, a lot of trading occurring. I wouldn't be surprised to see resistance form into this area, where it is right now. Okay, so that's a picture on a couple of the Magnificent Seven stocks, and that's the focus for this weekend. All right, if you felt like the video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to this YouTube channel, hit that little subscriber button. And if you want more of this information on a regular basis, head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website and the membership. Everyone, have a great weekend and have a great week. Be safe. Talk to you on the next video.